Okay, so you've given us a pretty big collection of Marvel stuff this time.
Yeah, a lot to dig through.
Yeah, we've got actors, we've got potential movie titles. I mean, like everything.
Whole shebang.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But like always, our goal today is to try and find the most interesting nuggets.
right. See what we can piece together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what clues they might hold about what Marvel's got planned.
Right, but what's coming up next?
And I think it's safe to say right off the bat, there are definitely some strong hints in here.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Like some pretty big stuff potentially on the horizon.
Definitely.
So, right away, the thing that jumped out at me at least was this Avengers Doomsday thing.
Yeah, no, that's kind of unavoidable, I think, when you look at this data.
Right, like it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
You got Avengers Doomsday straight up, then you've got Marvel Avengers Doomsday,
Right.
and then you're gonna have people searching for like a release date.
Yeah, Avengers Doomsday release date.
Exactly. So that's pretty telling right there that that this is more than just like a fan theory
Right.
or just like a random rumor online.
Yeah. It feels like Marvel's definitely at least thinking about this.
For sure.
So let's talk about that a bit more. Like, why does this Avengers Doomsday thing feel so real based on what we're seeing?
Right. Well, I mean, first of all, you have the title itself popping up over and over.
Right.
But then you look at the names that are appearing alongside it.
Right.
And you've got a lot of the big MCU actors that we already know and love.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like Florence Pugh,
Yeah.
Sebastian Stan, Tom Hiddleston, Anthony Mackie, Wyatt Russell.
Right.
All those names are in here.
Yep. Makes sense to me. I mean, if they're doing another big Avengers movie,
Right.
it would make sense for all of them to be involved.
Exactly.
You know, continuing their stories.
And then you've also got Winston Duke in there, too.
Oh yeah. Good point.
So it seems like M'Baku might be coming back as well.
Yeah, maybe he gets to be an Avenger this time.
He could be.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so that's all well and good. But here's where it gets really interesting to me.
We're seeing a lot of names from past Marvel movies too.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And particularly X-Men.
Yeah, a lot of X-Men.
Like a lot of X-Men. So we've got Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart, James Marsden, Rebecca Romijn,
Kelsey Grammer.
Kelsey Grammer, even Alan Cumming.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like the whole gang's back together.
Right, and it's not just their names either.
Exactly.
It's like specifically tied to their X-Men characters, too.
Right. You've got like Magneto, Professor X Cyclops, Mystique Beast, Nightcrawler.
Yeah, it's all right there.
And this is where my brain starts going crazy, you know, because like, what does this mean?
Right?
Are we talking multiverse? Are we talking about like some kind of merging of different Marvel universes?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, the fact that you're seeing these names alongside terms like MCU and Marvel Studios,
Yeah.
it seems like they're trying to connect all of this somehow.
Right. Maybe Avengers, Doomsday is like the culmination of like all these different storylines coming together.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I mean, for people who aren't totally familiar with the multiverse stuff,
Right.
basically the idea is that there are multiple different universes.
Okay.
And each universe has its own versions of these characters.
So like there could be a universe where the X-Men are the main Avengers.
Exactly.
Well, that's a cool thought.
Yeah, and so maybe Avengers Doomsday
Mhm.
is going to be about these different universes coming together
Right.
to face some kind of massive threat.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Yeah.
So, okay, we've also got a couple of names here that don't seem to have any obvious Marvel connection yet.
Right.
Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn.
Yeah, interesting.
So I'm curious, are these potential newcomers to the MCU?
It's possible. I mean, Marvel's always introducing new characters.
Right.
So it wouldn't be surprising to see some fresh faces in Eamsgay.
Especially if it's as big of a deal as it seems.
Exactly.
Oh, and speaking of new faces, what about Channing Tatum?
Oh, yeah.
Channing Tatum Gambit is in here?
Ah, yes. The eternal question.
Right, are we finally going to see Gambit in the MCU?
I mean, the fans been waiting for this for so long.
Yeah, it feels like that Gambit movie's been in development hell for
It really does.
maybe longer than some of these potential multiverses we're talking about.
Uh-huh. Good point.
Poor Channing. But yeah, I mean, Avengers. Doomsday would definitely be a big enough event to finally bring Gambit into the fold.
Right. Make it worthwhile.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about Avengers, Doomsday, but there's a couple other things in here, too.
Right.
Fantastic Four, Doctor Doom. What about those?
Yeah, so it seems like Marvel is definitely still working on those projects as well.
Okay,
I mean, Fantastic Four is already in production,
right.
but Doctor Doom, that's a little more mysterious.
Okay.
But it wouldn't be surprising to see him pop up in some capacity.
Right, because he's a Fantastic Four villain Tragically.
He's like their arch nemesis.
Okay, so maybe we get it. Possibly. Yeah. I mean, they could even tie it into this whole doomsday event
Oh,
eventually.
that's a good point.
Yeah, have it all be connected.
Okay, so to kind of like bring it all back around,
Right.
what does this all mean?
Well,
Like doomsday, it sounds pretty serious.
yeah, doomsday definitely has some pretty heavy implications.
Right,
It sounds like we're talking about like a massive world-ending kind of threat.
right.
And if you combine that with the fact that we might be seeing all these different characters
Yeah,
from different Marvel universes.
both past and present.
Yeah, both past and present.
Hmm.
It seems like they're building towards something truly huge.
Oh. Okay, so what do you think, like, what kind of story could this be?
Well, I think the multiverse is definitely going to be a big part of it.
Okay.
We might see characters having to team up with their alternate selves.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah. I mean, imagine like two different versions of Captain America fighting side by side.
Yeah.
Or like Spider-Man meeting Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's comic book gold right there.
Exactly.
Okay, so you mentioned before that there are some terms in here that show that like you are really plugged into all this Marvel stuff.
Oh, yeah.
What were those again?
So you've got searches for things like Marvel announcement,
What?
Marvel announcement,
Yeah.
Marvel news, latest Marvel.
Right.
Seems like you're really on top of things.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is kind of my thing.
Right, it is.
I gotta stay up to date.
Got to know what's going on.
Exactly.
Well, you're doing a good job.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so just to make sure we're all on the same page here, what's the main takeaway for our listeners today?
So the biggest thing is that it looks like Marvel's working on a new Avengers movie called Avengers Doomsday.
Right.
And it seems like this movie could be absolutely massive,
Right.
potentially involving characters from all across the Marvel multiverse.
Yeah, it sounds like it could be the biggest Marvel movie ever.
It very well could be.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the main thing to keep an eye on.
Definitely. Okay, so we've given you a lot to think about today.
We have
But we always like to leave you with a little something extra.
a little food for thought.
Exactly. So, considering everything we've talked about today,
Right.
this potential Avengers Doomsday movie,
Right.
this incredible cast of characters from all across the Marvel universe,
Right.
what kind of threat
Oh,
could possibly bring all these heroes together?
well, that's a good question.
Right? Like, what could be so big and so bad
Right.
that it would require a team up of this magnitude?
Right.
And maybe even more importantly, what storylines from Marvel Comics could they be pulling from?
Oh, that's a good one.
Right, because they're always drawing inspiration from the comics.
They are.
So,
Something to think about.
yeah, something to think about. We'd love to hear your theories.
Definitely.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for today.
As always, thank you for listening.
And we'll see you next time on The Deep Dive. Bye!